to everyone that I work with.
What?
That I was somebody.
Oh, you are so full of crap. You're 5 feet nothing. 100 and nothing.
What's up, Mopar fans? I hope you guys are having a fantastic time out there. Today's video, we are going to talk about what I think is the best 3 performance mods to get started on your 5.7 liter Hemi, on your car, truck, Charger, Challenger, Jeep, Durango, or whatever. If you're just starting out modifying this engine, this is what I'm going to recommend, and this is going to be the best bang for the buck right off the start. So before we get started, guys, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell button so you don't miss any future videos. Let's get to it. So, the good thing about the 5.7 liter Hemi is it responds to modifications very, very well. There's lots of restrictive things in it, and there's a lot of room for improvements to get this engine to breathe better, flow better, run better, and just plain out go faster. The 6.4 392 Hemis, they have pretty good flow already. They come with some decent headers from the factory, decent flowing intakes already. So a lot of people say and claim that the 392 doesn't respond as well as the 5.7 Hemis do. And again, that's because the 392 is pretty much already a performance engine. It's already up here, and the 5.7's kind of down here. But the 5.7 does have plenty of room to grow because we can open up different things on the engine to get them to flow better and respond better, depending on how much or where you want to build this car or what you want it to do. But first thing on the list, guys, that I would consider upgrading is going to be the headers. The 5.7 liter headers are absolute trash cans. Here's a picture of a 5.7 liter Hemi header off of a Ram, and I mean, just look at this. It's terrible. So there you go. You can definitely see how cheesy the stock header manifold looks compared to, say, a long tube header. There's no denying the flow difference and the quality going on there. Definitely going to be a huge difference when you upgrade to long tubes. So the first thing on the list, guys, I recommend is replacing the stock manifolds with long tube headers. I would not waste my money with shorties. Yes, shorty headers are going to be cheaper. They're going to be a little bit easier to install. They will flow better than the factory ones. But again, if you're going to go through that hassle of that install or pay somebody to do this, you might as well go all the way and get the long tubes. You're not going to regret it. You're going to get the most bang for the buck for that modification. Long tubes give you more torque, more mid-range power, and just plain out flow better. It is the best bang for the buck on the 5.7 liter Hemi. That is by far to be the first modification I would do to mine before I did anything else. Ditch the stock manifolds, put on some long tubes. Alright, so moving on. Next thing on the list, guys, will be a tuner or programmer. That way we can custom tune those long tubes we just installed and do revision tunes or new tunes in the future to any other modifications that we add on to the car or truck or engine. So you're going to gain even more power out of the mods that you install having this tuner. Not only that, this tuner can do a lot of stuff, guys. You can watch live data on it, you can record logs. It's a necessity to have this. It is a tool. It's literally a tool that helps you tune this car or truck to the best of its abilities. So long tube headers would be my first thing. The programmer would be the second thing on the list. And the third thing, guys, is going to be, it's going to depend on what you plan on doing with this car. Otherwise, you're going to waste your money with it. So the third thing, the third thing is going to be a cold air intake kit. Now, if you're going to stay NA, or you're going to run nitrous, if you plan on going any farther with this car, a cold air intake kit would be recommended. Because if you stay NA or you run nitrous, you can still utilize that cold air intake kit, and that money that you spend on it won't be wasted. Now, if you decide to go boost with a supercharger or a turbo, then most likely the cold air intake kit is going to have to be removed, and you will not be able to use it because the superchargers or the turbos usually replace that stock intake box or cold air intake kit and are mounted right there in the way. So there's no way to be able to run a cold air intake kit usually on a boosted application, as usually the air filter is a cone filter that is usually attached directly on the supercharger or the turbo. So before you buy a cold air intake kit, and I know that's usually the first thing on anybody's list is, man, I got to get a cold air intake kit. That's the first thing I want to do. Well, really consider what you plan on or may want to do to this car. Again, cold air intake kits, some of them's cheap, some of them's expensive, but you don't want to go spend, say, $300 or $500 on a cold air intake kit that you might later on down the road have to remove and get rid of, because now you are going to supercharge this car or turbocharge this car. So again, just consider what you might want to do. That way, that is a mod that you actually may benefit from or not. Those are the three mods I do believe you should do to your 5.7 liter Hemi, you know, as soon as you get this car and you have the time and the money to put into it. These three mods will definitely give you a performance boost for sure that you will feel, and you will definitely see on the quarter mile time or eighth mile time or track time, whatever it is you're doing with this car or truck. You will definitely notice a difference. And it's not terribly expensive either. Again, cold air intakes, there's a whole bunch of different ones to choose from today, but I've seen them range from, say, $150 to $300. And then there's some really good ones made by Mopar Performance that some of them incorporate the hood, like my cold air intake kit on Frostbite. Actually, it rams the air into the air box. Those kits can be anywhere from around $500 to $800. A little pricey, but they do have their ups on that side of it. So you're getting a ram air feature plus a cold air intake. So again, it depends on what you want to do with the car, but definitely that's something to consider. The long tube headers, again, there's plenty of manufacturers and different brands to choose from, but on the cheap side, I've seen some on eBay for around $200 or $300 that a lot of people has ran with minimal problems. JBA headers are usually the best bang for quality and dollar, and you can usually pick up long tube JBA headers for around the $500 to $600 range. And usually when you're getting up into the really good quality headers, you're going to be looking at like American Racing, Stainless Works, those sort of brands right there. And those ones are going to run you anywhere from $800 to $1,500. But again, definitely worth the investment and definitely will gain you some performance on your 5.7 liter Hemi. For programmers or tuners, I run a Diablo Trinity T1000, which has been out for a number of years now, and you can usually pick those up new for around $500 or so today. I actually bought mine secondhand, and I think I scored it around about $350. Just make sure it's unlocked or unmarried if you do buy a used one, so it doesn't cost you more money to call up the manufacturer and have them unlock it for you, because that is an additional fee, but it can be done. And then they have some newer ones out that you might can spend up to $1,000 on some of these really nice big screen programmers, but it's really not necessary. Anything that you can plug into your car to adjust parameters or upload custom tunes is going to work just fine. So again, that would be preference things of what exactly you want done to your car or how you want it to look. But anything that'll let you upload custom tunes is going to work just fine. So I hope that video helps you guys out. I believe that is going to do it for this video. So if you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed. Don't forget to tap the bell button for the notifications so you don't miss anything. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.